We're here. This game has been fixed, restored. 13.1, Allouition versus Ozzglaux. We'll throw up this bracket again real fast for those YouTube viewers. That's that top quarterfinal. We already know the outcome of this stuff, but we missed the game. We gotta see all the things these players can do. So here we go. On the bottom left, Khmer, Ozzglaux playing in the blue, and on the top right we have Allouition playing in the orange as the Mayans. And this is MegaRandom. Look at this map. What's going on with these trees? Also, I'm gonna make sure that it's not my graphics thing. Okay, my small trees mod just doesn't include oak trees or birch trees. So interesting map here, David. Indeed, we have just a massive tree hill in the middle. I'm pretty sure this stone stuff, this texture, this material, cannot be built on. There's going to be no walling off a whole side of the map here unless we have some very tactical walls. But for now, the Khmer, a civ known for the lack of requirement of buildings to age up. Also, they don't need to drop off their farms resources gathered. They just trickle in over time, so you don't need to build the farms next to a mill or a TC. Still trying to use H4 key bindings. We got pigs on the map. This MegaRandom map seems to be giving these players a lot of pigs. Is it climbable? Yes, you can go on it. There's no besides like cliffs in H2, the cliff asset that you see, which actually weirdly doesn't change the altitude of the land on either side of it. There's no land that is untraversable in H2. But so that's the Khmer. We might see some elephants from these guys. We'll have to find out as we get into the game. Now that we're able to get into this game. The other side, the Mayans. Not a super well regarded civ. Strong economy, strong range. Mesoamerican, so they don't have access to cavalry. Interesting pick from Allouition. He's been really varying things out, at least when it doesn't matter quite so much. Like, this isn't like a third game in a best of 3 where he has to win or he's going down, right? So I like to see the guy trying out some fresh ideas, some new things. Pigs scouting, I think we're doing some pig scouting. I'm sorry for the flash there. Hang on. Select there. I think we've been looking around with these guys. Lumber camp. What's the eco distribution we have now? A lot on wood for Oz here. Now Oz, frequent co-caster. I know he thinks very clearly about the choices in the game that are made. So this is definitely on purpose. This much on wood, and we also have a lot of houses coming down right at the back, right from the beginning. The Khmer also, one of their civ bonuses is that you can garrison villagers in houses. So like a house by the wood line might be a move instead of trying to quick wall. But I mean, you know, this is this tournament, so we don't generally expect quick walls or anything like that. We don't have ridiculous standards for our players. We just want to see people having fun. Got a meta gold mine down here. Idle TC time, very low for both players so far, at least from my knowledge. There's that mill from Oz, just preparing for the inevitable time when there are no more pigs. Also, no boars today, no boars on this map. So I think that's made up for by an excess of pigs, maybe a few more huntables nearby. That could throw some things off for some less seasoned players. But these guys, I think they got the experience to deal. They got the experience to deal with whatever they need. This Ibex pack here might be a little. Oh, look at that guy. What's the follow key? Hey, ooh, we got vultures. Okay, all right, H2, I see you. I mean, I guess you mill up here and then take them, but it's a little bit more tricky. As we are slightly housed for Allouition. I'm sure he's got one underway right now. There it is. Yeah, follow key on the Gaia. But I can't zoom in and rotate around cool looking buildings. Not in this game. You're gonna have to go a few decades into the future if you want to be able to do that. This lumber camp, you know, could be better, I think, but maybe they just chopped some out already. That's a full 1000% nitpick, by the way. Unnecessarily detailed criticism. We got age 2 coming through for Allouition. Ozzglaux's not too far behind. Actually, he's idling the TC in order to get enough food here. Common strategy in age 2. To be quite honest, you idle the TC for like up to like even 30 seconds sometimes. Depends. I think Allouition may have done the same actually. He's reaching idle time now. I'm expecting to see that click at any point from Oz. As Allouition reaches the roughly the halfway mark. Oh, it feels good to be doing a stupid long stream again. Had a couple of weeks, couple of discombobulated weeks, short streams, team games, technical issues, but now we're back, man. Real nice. Alright, there's that age 2 feudal age 4 our Chimera player. He's taking this rear gold. I mean, I guess as far as resource distributions go, I think Oz has got the short end of the stick. So this is probably the best bet. This gold a little bit exposed to any kind of aggression from the other player. And we have a barracks for Allouition immediately upon reaching that feudal age. Okay. Getting that horse collar now that the farms are down. Oh, alright, that's fair, that's fair. Blacksmith as well from Allouition. This, I mean, he's got 430 gold already. It's a lot on gold. What is the plan with this? It may be that he just ran out of wood for farms. Let's see where he rallies these villagers. I think they're rallied to the wood right now. There's that feudal age for the Chimera player. 4 on gold. Actually able to get to castle right away. Incredible fast castle right now. Coming out from the Chimera. I think he's going to go for it. If he doesn't, it's for some other reason. Like I mentioned, Oz very considered in the gameplay. Definitely has a plan. I don't know if Allouition is aware of the building restrictions. He probably is now that he's built this mill up here. Not going to be able to building wall this. Not even going to be able to stone wall this. Gonna have to look elsewhere. Barracks now. And Oz has now spent a lot of food queuing up vills, so it looks like either he wasn't planning on going castle or wasn't expecting to be able to immediately. I'm gonna go for that archery range right now. Idle TC time. 2 minutes for Oz, 1 minute for Allouition there, so I guess he is a little bit behind on the villager count right now. 29:32. Allouition is actually going to take these ibex and going to find these Oz villagers. What are you guys doing over here? Does he see it though? Does he react to it? They're gone now. They were there for a flash. If Allouition saw those out of his peripheral, he's going to... Okay, he's got an archer moving forward. I think he saw that. Maybe that's just rallied, but it's going to work out anyways. These forward vills not going to be able to get down any kind of proxy with the archer following them like that. I think the right move here is to turn the villagers and just try to kill the archer, because you're just going to die if you don't. Or bring the scout. That's also a strong play. We got an eagle scout now. This is just the regular scout unit that the Mayans get because they aren't allowed to have horses. But it also is a pretty solid fighting unit. I mean, you know, similar to the upgraded scout in the later ages. Gonna see that distribution from the enemy, and Oz again almost able to go feudal age. Same resource bank, at least similar resource bank between these two players right now. Scout, you know, take its time going under the TC. These villagers are just getting chased around like everywhere. Spearmen mean that Scout can't help out too much, but at least the split, also a good move, is going to save one of them for now. I gotta get a drink of water. Whew. Maybe I'll save some of these archival games, some of these restored games for future streams when we're lacking content, because this isn't ending with the grand finals. We've still got a few other things to wrap up, including the second round of 2v2v2v2 for both games, Age 2 and 4. Those are going to be taking place in January at some point. So definitely this Friday night thing is going to be carrying on for some time still, so don't go anywhere. As now, Oz is now going Castle Age. The second time around, second try will do the job. We got some Man-at-Arms for the Khmer player. And, I mean, I think both of these civs lean fairly heavily into archers. Not totally sure, honestly. I don't know. I didn't make an overlay for this. Maybe I already have one. Hang on. Let's follow this dude. Hang on, I'm going in. I'm going deep. What is this? 13.1? We got some snow leopards in the action. 13.1. That's gonna be no overlay. Well, so it goes. Smill actually paying off. Castle Age now for Oz. And kind of an archer rush. This is just the 3 units that were over here, right? Oh no, he's got more. Got a scout rush. Not really rush, it's Castle Age now. Archers, spears, just a few units getting thrown at each other. See what sticks, see what happens. A couple villagers down. Actually, Allouition picking 4 villagers off of, I think, this house building situation. Interesting to see these all houses placed up against the wall. And the gold, too. Okay, Allouition hitting in multiple places at once here. Kind of wrapping around. And we see the Khmer farms. All you need is a farm. You don't need anything else. Looks a little odd, but there you have it. Oz going for some raiding with a couple of scouts. Not gonna get it at, not gonna get through there. Austin with the optimally placed houses. Is gonna be able to respond pretty well to that. We do have the Man-at-Arms coming across the map though, so we'll see if the Archer Micro is strong enough from our orange player to deal with this. Just trying to poke some holes. Oz, welcome back to the chat. Love to see it. Here for your game. Looks like this is going to be pretty valuable. The like we always say, the Man-at-Arms line, not the greatest rating unit, but at least they're present here and they are doing damage. They're getting a lot of kills here. Okay, fair. Second TC from blue now. Coming up on that gold and stone. Great spot for that wood, stone, gold food. You got everything you could want. The archer here, a little bit of a problem. Probably, Allouition is distracted by now. You can just pull back and hit that with some vills. Looks like that early Man-at-Arms from Oz gonna be pretty much wiped out here. Getting some damage, doing some chaos. But we do have more units just trickling across from Allouition, just being annoying on the left side. Maybe a house here, but that would deny the melee units, but the archers could still poke the gold miners, so a little bit of a struggle on the raids on the left side there for blue. We have a second TC for Allouition in the back, on the stone, on the wood. I like that. Maybe here would have been a solid spot as well, but that's maybe a little bit more under pressure too. We have barracks, archery range. Oz just going for some house kills. As Oz is just, Allouition is just in the eco right now with the crossbow. Both players upgrading to crossbowmen now. And it seems that, okay. We got pikeman upgrades. We now have horse collar for blue as well. And we are kind of leaning into this proxy base on the top side. See what happens out of this. Knights? So far, we're getting a few knights. No knight upgrades, so I'm not sure how committed Oz is to that, but we'll have to watch and see. More man-at-arms moving into the enemy base. Let's see if Allouition can respond to this. He's got spearmen and crossbows. I mean, that'll take the man-at-arms down, but it will be a while. Crossbows... Okay, I think there's been some action all around the map. All around Allouition's base right now. The poke is real. The damage is being done. And Oz is able to even up the KD. As... Okay, that villager is safe. The pathing was not on Blue's side with that one. We have both players with the 2 town center build. Both players in Castle Age. Allouition actually with like no food. He's like fully spending all his food on spearmen, I think. Oz no gold on this other side, going to spend all his food, all his gold on man-at-arms and knights. So here comes the knight raid, which I like a lot more than the man-at-arms, but you're gonna have to watch out for spears because Allouition does appear to just be making a lot of spears. Great lumber camp here, fairly indefensible, but you're gonna get a lot of value out of that, chopping from 3 sides, from 2 sides. Here come the knights. The hand is shown. Orange knows. Knights are in play. This is a large army for Allouition, though. 34 to 10 military. It's a lot of trash, but it's there. And Oz, not sure where the pathing is taking these knights. I'd love to see. I like the split. 2 and 2. It's gonna split up the army of the enemy. 3rd town center as well. This is a great spot too. Gonna deny the raids, or at least inhibit the raids from Orange on the north side. And knights go down. Probably we won't see any more knights. There were no researches committed to that, and that's a lot of spearmen for Orange. So I think into this, as Blue, I would like to see mangonels. I think elephants here might not be so viable against that many spearmen. But this is ultimately just a large, massive unit, so anything that can clear that many units. I don't know. I feel like I would struggle to pivot into mangonels at this point too, because all the upgrades are very expensive. The Siege Workshop's really expensive. But we'll see where it goes. Fletching coming in, gonna boost the attack damage of the crossbows, also of any buildings that fire arrows. Allouition taking his time, getting down here. Trying to get a little sneaky action. Love this one farm. And right now, I think Allouition's still hurting for food a little bit, but he's stabilized the economy somewhat. Archery range. Again, we've got a lot of archery ranges. Now, I can't see what's available to be built in these, and it is currently just being crossbow. I love the production being spread out through all of these ranges too. That's great. But I'm kind of wondering if there's a ballista elephant, perhaps, or some other. I mean, I just want elephants. That's all I want. And having not seen. Okay. Allouition tries to drop a TC proxy in the corner, doesn't realize Oz has gotten to that exact same spot at the same time. And, I mean, now Allouition knows about these stables, so that's great. And he's going to drop his own TC. With the Khmer, while they have a CBD grade archers. Oh, from the Spirit of Law grade. Okay, I think the pikes, your options are limited to just massing champs with gunpowder. Was alas my undoing. Fair enough. That's a lot of crossbows, and they're all in the right place though. Looks like for now, villager damage is kept to a minimum. It's even there. Military count, though, is in Allouition's favor, even though he may not be actively using it. Looks like he's just going to be moving out to the north side, and I think he's going to get here before this villager finishes. You could potentially quick wall this here, but it's probably going to take more micro than it's worth when there's a lot else going on around the map. Skirms in this situation is also solid, like we were learning earlier from Tom Bombadil and crew. Skirmishers do pretty well into pikemen. It's kind of a soft counter, but it works really well. There goes that villager. Just because they have like no pierce armor, so you know, I didn't know that. But for now, a lot of crossbowmen in play, and this will work as well. Allouition sprinkling in some skirmishers of his own, but this castle isn't up yet, and I think the right fight in this situation will go to Oz. We'll see how it goes. Spearmen dying instantly to the crossbows. The numbers are on Allouition's side here, I think, but he's walking instead of shooting. And Oz going to take a fairly good fight here. Some upgrades coming through. Thumb ring, castle goes up as well, so this fight is no longer viable for blue. Squires, that faster moving infantry. We do have Bodkin arrow as well. Second archer damage increase. I'm gonna let Oz outdo the enemy there. Also, he has just more upgrades in general for his units. Like to see that. Allouition going for iron casting. Gonna be a little bit wasted, I think, but he does have a proxy range here in the back side, the left corner, the western corner. Mirror castle from Allouition, or from Oz, and we've got the plumed archer. Anybody in the chat got any thoughts on what the? Oh, look at that dude. This is a good looking unit. Got any thoughts on the strengths of these units? I'd love to hear it. Plumed archer, what are you good for? He's an archer. He moves really fast. 5 range. Yeah, 1.2 movement speed is massive. No real armor. 6 pierce damage. Fast fire. This looks like a bit of a randomized fire speed. Okay. I like a little plumed archer. The mass continuing to grow for Allouition. Oz on the other side still working pretty well with these. We only have a few skirms here, but it's a solid number of crossbows. And I love the amount of military production buildings we're seeing here. Siege workshops coming up, a castle as well. Going to be producing those. Okay, the siege workshops are producing the ballista elephants, right? Or is that a castle? It's a castle unique unit. Okay, that's incredible. As we have a snow leopard making his presence known. I was going to try to take this. This is kind of an interesting. This MegaRandom map, I tell you, gigantic wood middle section. This fight is terrible for Oz, by the way, since it's downhill. Gonna hurt. But Allouition gonna fall back at the side of the elephants. They're a frightful unit. I'd fall back as well. Interesting wood distribution, but also the gold. Let me double click on the gold here. I mean, we don't even need a double click. We can just look at the mini map. There's like little 1 tiles everywhere. This MegaRandom is one of the most exciting things that we've seen in a while from map gen. Minus, of course, you know, that other MegaRandom map gen from our first grand final game, which will be uploaded to YouTube this week. Keep an eye out. Go subscribe. YouTube.com/@tbirdland. It's @tbirdland. University on the northern slopes for Allouition. Handcart coming in for that villager efficiency. Nobody thinking about Imperial Age yet. Allouition still a little lacking on the food side. Second castle now, securing the front for Oz, at least until trebuchets come out. I like the positioning here so far. Ballista elephants also going to do fairly well here, as long as they don't get caught by the spearmen. And we have 1 ram. I think we're going to need at least 3 to contest the castle, but the castle... Okay, 2 rams. The castle is pretty well defended. We have our plumed archers with incredible animations, by the way. Look at these guys bounce across the map with their plumes. Ballista Elephant's going to do really well in a ranged fight. They are moving forward dangerously close to the spears. And it looks like they're going down pretty quick to the skirmishers, which Allouition has also taken the time to mass. And looks like the unit choice here is going to be the difference maker, as we have an absolute slaughter. Look at that line of dead crossbows. Oh, mama. Okay, that'll wake you up. Whew. There's that third ram, but it's a little too late. Castle. I don't know. It's looking doubtful. It's looking doubtful. He's going to pull back at 95%. Oh, you hate to see it. 2 more rams rallied to that castle. Going to go down. And Oz now with 6 military units. Going to be hard to come back from this. It's going to be a defensive, painful fight. Tower's going up. He knows the score. Hoping to mass castle unique units, as they're essentially hybrid scorpion elephants, but ran out of gold. Yeah, that's got to be... I mean, I guess there's plenty of gold deposits back at base still. Like, this TC is incredible. But, man, you don't expect it. Those elephants, they'll drain your coffers if you let them. We've got Elite Skirmisher now for Oz. What's the army distribution for Allouition looking like? Plumed archers with more in the queue. 20 skirms, 21 crossbows. Looks like we're going like basically 1-1-1-1. Okay, 30 pikemen as well. Why is he making pikemen? Just a front line, I guess. They're great against elephants too, and the Khmer, you know, big elephant fellas, as we've seen. Okay, we do have... I mean, Ozzglaux does have a huge amount of military production buildings in the form of these archery ranges, so he's going to be able to produce army as long as the economy is there. It'll be expensive to rebuild an entire army like that, and it's going to be... I mean, I think he'll be able to catch up if he can keep these working. But it kind of also depends on the unit choice. Skirms are pretty good, actually, here. I favor the skirmishers in equal numbers. But these numbers aren't too good. Castle did go up. Incredible. Turns out I may have had my doubts, but they were unfounded in the end. Side attack with just some random spearmen from Allouition. It's going to take a minute for Oz to deal with all the things happening on the map. That's kind of the point of these, like running in 3 units into an unwalled enemy's base. You just got to draw their attention as the main fight begins here. And this is just numbers. Even though half of Allouition's army isn't active, he may have been the one that was distracted. In fact, this isn't looking too good. As okay, we do need to see these reinforcements move to the front. Proxy on the west side caused so much trouble. Yeah, just 1 archery range over here. And that's all she wrote. He did clean up the northern side, though. And this is just numbers. It's not even upgrades. Oz has way more upgrades. We do, in fact, have petards, ladies and gentlemen. Zoom in on those guys. Come on, how do I follow in this game? F is the follow key. Thank you very much. Look at these guys. So noble. For the cause. It's for the cause. And here come the Rams. Alright, this mass is solid for Oz. I'd like to see him get up onto the hill before taking the fight. But it's always hard to remember the hill bonuses in this game, and no murder holes. It's a fairly expensive upgrade. I understand why people don't get it every time. No murder holes means that these guys are just getting free damage on the castle, which will go down, but I think Oz wins this fight unless, okay, there are a lot of reinforcements coming through and a lot of rams. We do have a little bit of... Dare I say, how many rams though? 4? That's not enough. Give me 7 and I'll say it. Now the hill bonus is causing problems for blue, but it's gonna be enough. The reinforcements are finally there. He's worked out the economy. We're at 40, okay, 87, 78. Oz actually more villagers pumping right now. And it's all range, which means these rams are gonna take forever to die. But Allouition, wait, we got 2 Austins. This is the battle of the Austins. I didn't even realize it. Allouition gonna have to go back to the drawing board a little bit, I think, in this fight. Plumed archers just so fast, so speedy. Man. Incredible. And we do have monks out on the field healing. Maybe we'll see some conversions, but all these units from Ozzglaux are fairly low value, so conversion's not necessarily ideal situation in this matchup. Eagle warriors are what we're going to end up with here. Pretty good choice, especially against the skirms, because they run so fast. They can get right up in there and deal with things pretty quickly. Now these skirmishers may be getting a little bit too aggressive here, running into the area of influence of that castle. And right up into the production. That's going to hurt. Look at the resource distribution difference, though. Oh my gosh, I was drawn in by that incredible fight. Allouition stacking up 2k, 3k, 7k. Oz throwing it all into the battle right now. That's the consequence of losing fights, especially early game. You're just behind because you have to reinforce and reinforce even more than your enemy. But, hey, it's been looking fairly well on the battlefield for blue, but I guess orange getting a little bit more value out of his units so far. This man is stacked. Let's take a look at actually the resources gathered right now. If we go over to economy. Okay, yeah, alright, it's 50k more for Allouition. How is he doing that? Is it a Mayan bonus? I don't know. He has less villagers. Is it eco upgrades? Probably. The double handcart wheelbarrow to no wheelbarrow. I mean, that's the only thing I can really see. I think the Mayans get some bonuses. I'm tabbing. That does it. I'm alt tabbing. AOE2 game info. Let's check it out. Mayans. Bonuses. Start game with Eagle Scout. Start with +1 villager but -50 food. Resources last +15% longer. That's probably part of it. So your gold mine is not going to run out as fast. Your stone, your wood. Foot archers, cheaper per age. Okay, so these foot archers he's making right now are going to be 30% cheaper once he hits Imperial Age. And team bonus walls are 50% cheaper. Techs? What techs? Skirmishers throw 2 projectiles is one tech, and Eagle Warriors get 40% HP increase. So yeah, some strong economy bonuses means these like mining camps and things aren't going to be running out as quickly. Probably just a way more efficient workforce. Yeah, as we see, 69% efficiency, 84% efficiency. Really an interesting dynamic to look at, especially with a 108 to 83 villager count. That 10,000 gathered difference is insane. I think also, if I alt tab once again, come here. Farmers don't drop off, but work 5% slower. So the food is gathering more slowly for the Khmer. I think overall it ends up to be more efficient than a normal farm, just because you're not walking as much. But definitely, definitely something to keep an eye on. I always say that when I don't really know what to say. Definitely something to keep a lookout for. Keep an eye on that one. Resource mines last longer as a civ bonus. A neat idea. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I mean, you get some similar concepts with like the Malians in H4. Those pit mines never run out, but it's a little different. I think the Malians actually, Mali as they're called here in this game, I think their gold mines last like 20% longer. Kind of interesting. Specifically gold mines, whereas the Mayans are 5% on everything. So 15, whatever, I just read it. Okay, now the reinforcements and the numbers here are not looking good for Oz. The resources banked also not looking great as Allouition hits 10k food, or 10k wood, 4k food, and Oz not into that Imperial Age yet, as we know now. Well, I'm not going to say it. I was going to say I was going to spoil the grand final, but I'm not going to say it for anybody watching these in numerical order. I think that just spoiled it right there. Anyways, forward castle for Allouition. And all units, we're resorting to spears for Oz. We got some knights moving around the north. I think we're going for a bit of a Hail Mary raid. Actually, a lot of knights. Okay. One upgrade, bloodlines. This could be effective. See how quickly Allouition reacts to this as we have this is a monastery right here, and I know for a fact that he's collected relics in it. Not sure what the deal is there. Probably bugged. You know, it's probably a bug. I don't know. Don't need to dwell on that. And a proxy north. We got villagers getting ready to move up here, getting ready to do something, and some arbalists. Just been sitting in there for ages. I was not scouting that spot just yet. Basically, the only spot in the entire map he hasn't scouted is the spot with the enemy proxy in it. Knights gonna be killing some villagers, getting their value. And this is the point at which the save file crashes. I think we can tell where the game is headed. I think we got some value out of watching this. Fortunately, we knew it beforehand that it was going to crash. So if you've been here all along, hey, you knew, you were bracing yourself for this moment. Just as things were getting good with this night raid too. I know I really wanted to see more of this, but here we are, 1716 eco KD, not bad. Just an insane difference in like gather efficiency throughout the game. 72 to 58 resources collected, and that's actually mostly in wood. So if I go back to the map right now and try to like hyper analyze this, it's not like crazy good wood lumber camp or anything. Does he have more wood upgrades? No, not at the end at least. Maybe it's because lumber camp workers walk so much more that the double wheelbarrow is just making them so much more effective. That would be my best guess. We have a rundown from Oz, the ending of the game. I destroyed his eco, but I knew he was stacked because he just kept up production.